All right. Hopefully, everyone can hear me. And I'm doing this show just out of curiosity here. You know, the establishment has emboldened the woke, or at least it seems like it's emboldened them. They've been able to silence dissenting voices, and I can kind of remember this happening in college campus around 1988 and then around 1989. The term politically incorrect came into kind of vogue. I actually I did an article for my English class on politically incorrect culture, and I think that that culture has now hit the corporate world. And this is a byproduct, in my opinion, of the late '80s, and this is a byproduct of the Generation Xers, and the millennials have taken foot.
Well, this is Transparency and Merit, and I'm JP, and we're Brian. And the one thing I noticed when we started Transparency and Merit, we had a goal to reach out to. I think our initial idea should still be something to strive for, and that is to look into the company articles and look at their policies on diversity and really dissect the language, because words oftentimes are used in a way that people are unaware of. And I guess I sound like a broken record sometimes, but it's true. There are stipulations, there are mandates, and they are all sidestepping what is actually law. And it just usually takes just one employee to really be aware of what's really going on from the corporate levels down. But it's such a hard. Sometimes it's very hard to get through the sticky dialogue that's used, the legalese, if you will. And considering that what we're facing right now is basically a government that is run by corporations, right? I mean, that's what government is anyways. It's a corporation. We are inundated with corporations, and the fear tactics have exponentially taken grip on people and have forced people almost to take sides when it really shouldn't be about taking sides. Everybody should be on the same playing field, and they should be working towards a better workplace for everyone, and not just feeding into some dialogue that's feeding into usually in a lot of situations corporations that have a grip of money. And I think this is where the problem starts. And I hope Transparency and Merit can get back on track with that attitude and that sort of regiment. Because even if we could just, as my dog howls at the fire engines. But yeah, I'll leave it right there. Why don't you go ahead, Brian?
I hear the dogs howling, and both looking at the what the policies are, but not only the policies. To me, the history of the situation is also rather interesting, and where these kind of philosophies and ideologies are born out of. And I think it's a good idea to know all aspects, including Joe's aspect of looking at the policies and the diversity policies. And if I'm getting anything incorrect, please correct me. But
Well, that's how we started. That was our initial motive, I think, for going and making a nonprofit organization to begin with.
yeah, I mean, but transparency also. Yeah, I mean that's probably one of the main points. Um, but I think also one of the points too is to look at the history and how exactly this kind of thing, how it happened, how it came about, and basically uh, how these people gained power. It's because it's interesting. To me, it's like, how did such an what seems to be such an unpopular ideology um, gain as much power as it does, and how it continues to have power even if it's unpopular. I mean, recently on YouTube, they took away the like to dislike ratio, and most people who are YouTube users would not have agreed with that. That's not even what most customers want. So it's only the a limited few that are making decisions for everybody else, and basically we don't have anywhere else that's as good to turn to. But it's like they're making the menu in the way in which they want it made, like a select few want it made, and everyone else just has to eat it. It's like everyone, only a few people want pineapple on their pizza, but now everyone's got to have pineapple on their pizza because you can eliminate the like to dislike ratio on your YouTube. You don't have to have it on there, but they eliminated that for everyone. And that is a thing with transparency. How popular are your ideas? How much traction are they getting to the public? If what you say is true and logical, won't most people like, hey, I agree with that idea? I don't know if you have a response to that, but that's just my opinion. And it's this is something in the likes of which I've never seen within my lifetime, where it seems like a select few are making a decision for the majority of people. I wonder if you have a comment on that, Joe.
Well, yeah, I've never felt that way more than now, but I don't believe this is a new thing at all. I think it's been a sad march to this. We started doing podcasts 12 years ago now, and what we could get away with and say is a lot different from what we can say now, and it's right in our faces, and it's pretty clear that that this hasn't been money driven. I think that's a mistake a lot of people make, and that we willingly offered all of our data, and data is king. Data gives corporations a time machine, and where they can predict far before the public in general what the trends will be, what they desire. The marketing is so precise. There are things that I think about, and I'm inundated with advertising on things like that. It's intuitive at this point. It's not even, and it's because of the data, and the largest companies in the world have the most data. And it used to be a situation where you had a Bill Wagner type spam king, right? But it's gone so far beyond that because the Googles of the world made it so easy to get these, basically everything you need to find things on your computer and to get information. But it is so BWC forever. He it's become a joke that people are even asking, how did this happen? It happened because we willingly gave it to them. There's not much other way to really look at it, in my opinion. I view it as a situation where we were given a choice and it was free. And whenever you see the word free, I think you know that the product is you. I use that as a general rule of thumb. Unless I'm at an estate sale and they gives me some for free, I'll take it.
Well said. And well, again,
Used to be my favorite word, free. Now I'm very dubious. Sorry, go ahead.
well, I wanted to add that I think ideology has taken over in a lot of ways. Ego and ideology are big for me. I certainly could be wrong on this, but that's the way I look at it. We're dealing with people who seem to be egotists and who've taken over the dialogue, and and they've weaponized offense. And I have ideas on how to best deal with them, which is not to deal with them at all, because they will come after you, and particularly if they have establishment power. There are things that I have done that that I would not do now, had I had it to do over again. I think I made some tactical mistakes because of my emotion, and that was my weakness. Um, and I'm going to go over, for me, how to best become a Stoic, and how to. Um, I think it goes number one with what you put in your mouth, and will affect what you put out your mouth, whether you're doing drugs, alcohol, or you're overeating. And I want to gain personal discipline within my life, where I have the discipline when I know when to speak and when I know not to. And I used to like be very quiet as a child, like as an adolescent. I was a very soft-spoken person. I've become more of a talker nowadays, and I might want to get back a little bit back to where I was before. And just kind of thinking a little bit before I act, and not acting so much on impulse. And I think a lot of other people can gain from that discipline of of moderation. Because again, you're fighting people that are not moderate. I wouldn't even say fighting with people. You're dealing with people that are not moderate, and they're not moderate in action, and they're not moderate in detail at all. And with those people, the best thing you can do is just kind of try to avoid them, expose them when you can, and say, look, let them do the talking, let them do the hitting. And then just by listening to them and hearing them, and say, where do you come up with this stuff? Where do you get this stuff? I mean, look at that picture right there. I think is Blair Imani. The picture I have, the person in all white, and she is a queer Muslim, and she has a video. She had a video before the like to dislike ratio was put out there. It was, like 3 to 1. It was completely disliked, and these people are really clueless individuals, and uh, they have gained they've gained somewhat of a foothold. I don't know how long that can be, because it is really illogical and irrational, and sooner or later, enough people who are duped into it kind of see the light. I kind of believe that. Could be wrong, but that's the way I'm seeing it now. Um, and Joe, do you have anything to add before I end the show? Because I've run out of things to say. So, is there anything to add before I call this show a night, or I end the show? I'm not gaining a response, but I'm going to.
You are getting some response here in the chat room. Um, of course, we can't legalize certain things. Pia Zadora has arrived. Maybe Pia's Xannies have kicked in. High Ridge Estate says, real talk, Brian. All you talk about is your own ego and your inability to cope. How do you feel about that?
I feel like High Ridge Estates has a chip on his shoulder against me, and I feel a lot of the way he believes is very emotional. And what's my opinion? I might give my opinion on Roe v. Wade.
Yeah, that's a heavy discussion. Because of my understanding and what I know about law and what I've studied and everything, I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to post a link to an article, and I think it is absolutely a must read for anybody who asks this question. And it's the pro choice argument versus the pro life argument is it's sad. It's sadly pathetic. And I'm not saying one way or another where I stand on the issue. I'm just saying that if you're going to have a controversial sort of topic up for discussion, we absolutely have to go through articles like this. And specifically, I want this article to be rebutted in a way that makes it. I will post it. I'll add it to this stream and give it a read. I'm looking it up now as we talk. But Brian, I don't know if you have anything to add to the Roe versus Wade.
No, not at the moment. I'm going to leave it here. And again, I think I'm going to fast tomorrow, and I'm going to continue to work on some of my own self improvement, and hopefully, I can inspire others to do the same. I have certain beliefs that seem to work well for me. Whether they work well for anybody else, I'm not sure, but they work well for me. Anyway, like, subscribe, leave a comment.
Here you go, Pia. Here, I'm going to post it in the chat room. I'll also post it before you end it. Hold on. I'm going to add it to our description here really quickly. So it'll be there for anyone to read. Not just Pia Zadora, fine actress as she was. All right. So that's in there. And oh, what's it? It's not letting me do it. I guess I can't change it. Okay, I'll have to change it later. Here's the article, and eat some bolognese over this article. Think about it, and I promise soon we'll have this discussion, because pro-choice, the discussion that pro-choicers use to defend this, and this is going to make me sound like a fundamentalist, and I'm not. I understand what's at stake here, but when you look at the arguments, it's really not. It's unbelievable to me. But anyways, go for it. I guess we're good for here. We'll do that another show. Bolognese for life.
All right, like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and also share the video if you gain anything. Anyway, you know what? Try to use logic and reason anytime you come up with a situation, and evaluate your emotions to the best of your ability. For me, evaluating my emotions comes to evaluating my hunger and other forms of drives within me. And that's also a way, in my opinion, of controlling your anger. Anyway, again, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Thank you for the few people that are listening now. Thank you. And for the few people that are going to listen afterwards, I thank you as well.